Today I'm gonna do a follow-up video on my homemade Tesla 25 amp hour battery for my iPhone. I'm gonna talk about how it performs, the pros and cons of having such a big battery, and finally some improvements I made on the EVA foam case. Let's get started. I made this on March 23rd, 2022 and today is May 21st. So it's been almost 2 months since I installed this battery and only had to charge it once. The only time I had to charge it was on April 24th, which is on day 32. That was exactly 1 month and 1 day after I installed it. The phone just automatically shut down because the voltage of the battery was too low. I made a video clip on the day the phone shut down, which was on day 32. Let's roll the tape. Today is day 32. I started on March 23rd and today is April 24th. So it has been 32 days and my phone finally shut down. It does not want to turn on anymore, and if I press this power button, you see that icon, plug-in icon with an empty battery. And right now the battery voltage is 3.53 volts. Here's the discharge curve of the Tesla 2170 cell at 3.5 volts. If I extrapolate it down here, this is at 3600 milliamp hour, right? And then the battery total capacity is 4800 milliamp hour, which is right here. So what we have left on the battery capacity is the distance from here to here, which is 4800 minus 3600, and that is 1200 milliamp hour or 25% capacity. So now we know the phone's BMS automatically shuts down the phone when the battery reaches 3.5 volts. And that's good for my battery because it doesn't get discharged down below 25%. And that also means I have to charge my phone once a month. I think I can live with that. Let's charge it back up, shall we? Got my monster charger here. Ready? 7.3 amps. 7.4. Alright, it's charging pretty good. It'll be done in about 3 hours. During the first 32 days I used the phone, the percentage display went down to 1% on day 15. And it stayed at 1% for the rest of the time, even though I still had a lot of battery power left. When I needed to charge the phone back up, I used my homemade charger that can charge this phone at 8 amps. It only took about 4 hours to charge the phone from 30% state of charge to 100% full. I could still use the original lightning connector to charge this phone, but that would take a whopping over 24 hours. That's too ridiculously long, so I don't want to use this lightning connector anymore. It is obsolete. Next thing I want to talk about is the physical size and weight of this phone. This thing is huge and it weighs over 500 grams or about 1 pound. This is the world's heaviest iPhone, or any phone for that matter. Not only that, now it's so big it barely fits in the front pockets of my pants. That was where I usually put my phone before the battery upgrade. Now it can still fit in there, but it creates a big bulge. So the size and the weight of the phone is the biggest hurdle you have to overcome. But that's just a small inconvenience for having a phone that you don't have to worry about running out of juice. A phone with a dead battery is no better than a brick. I'd rather have a phone that looks like a brick but never has a dead battery than a phone that looks like a phone but acts like a brick. Last week I went camping in Yosemite National Park for 3 days. I used the phone for GPS, as a Bluetooth music player. I used it for calling, texting, basically everything. I never had to worry about running out of juice. It easily lasted the entire trip. And it's still working right now, 1 week later, and I didn't even have to charge it yet. My wife has the same phone but with original Apple battery. She had to constantly plug it in to charge the battery. When I asked her if she wanted me to upgrade her phone with the same Tesla batteries, she answered me with a question. Well, can you upgrade my phone with a battery like yours that can last for a month but keep the phone the same size as my original phone? I said, yeah, it's called a USB charger. It can even last indefinitely if you just keep plugging it in. And she's like, that's not an upgrade. That's what I've been doing. And then I'm like, yeah, you don't need an upgrade. Your battery is already better than mine. Anyway, you just can't have everything, can you? You just have to give up something in order to get something else. It's called opportunity cost in economics. Let me show you some other modification I did to the phone case. On the back of the phone, I made a little cover for the camera made from the same EVA foam. This is to prevent dust from getting into the camera. I also put a small wallet on the plastic cover. This is just taped on by double-sided tape. It sticks on here really good. I bought it from Walmart for like $3, very cheap. This can store 4 cards, so I can have my driver license and my credit cards all in here. I don't use my dedicated wallet anymore. The phone is now my wallet. That way I don't have to carry an extra wallet. So there you have it. That's the pros and cons of having a phone that can last for a month on a single charge. As battery technology improves, there might be one day a battery that can last for a month on a single charge, but small enough to fit inside this phone instead of sticking out like a sore thumb, looking like a brick. But I think that day is far from now. We might need a new Elon version 2.0. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.